Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. I am Franchise Pearson, and welcome to the channel. It is Sunday. Happy Sunday, May 17th of 2026, 10:52 in the p.m. Yes, it is late. I wanted to share something with you guys. Pray you guys had a beautiful day in the Lord and with your family and friends. I was thinking to go in the past. No decode, none of that. Just some straight talk about Obama versus Trump. Again, I know who I'm dealing with. Obama is the guy. He's the Antichrist. He represents more than just Chi-Town, of which that's where he's from and that's where I'm from. Trump, he represents Trump, big business. This time is made for Obama. And Obama is going to cause the lights to go out on Donald J. Trump as he crisscrossed the world and as he's interviewed in America. I'm going to say it again. This time, specifically the Iranian crisis, no matter what Trump is saying about how Obama negotiated this, that, and the other, it's going to pale in the face of what Trump is doing now, because every aspect of how Obama dealt with Iran in comparison or contrast to how Trump is doing, hands down, it's going to turn off the lights. It's going to turn them off for Trump. Now, it's a game that they're both playing. Because, it is two wings of the same bird. But let's just forget about that for a minute. And let's forget about that I believe that Obama's the Antichrist and that Trump is a setup man. When I was, I want to say in my early 30s, I had a long meeting with my district manager about some stores that I was operating with Kentucky Fried Chicken. And I had this one particular store where I had to really, really work longer hours than I normally had to do to get it tamed. Whether it was the cleaning of it, that's the sanitation, inspections from the city, morale, hiring the right people, sales, and the quality of food, plate presentation, I called it. Trying to make that my restaurant look like the commercial of KFC. And my district manager, he used to call me Ace as a nickname. He said, Ace, you know what? If I could, let me share with you something. Cut to the chase. He said it's all about style. Now, this is an older man. I was in my 30s. He had to be in his mid 60s. And he was the district manager. So, of course, I'm all ears. And I never forgot that, because what he taught me was that I had to figure out a certain style in relation to what I was doing and where I was at. Because every neighborhood, when you're in a restaurant, ain't the same. The crew people are not the same. The thinking is not always the same. So you can't have a one management style fit all. And I read the books And someone had said that to me before, but it was the way that my district manager broke it down to me where it really registered. And that's what we have here between Barack Obama and Trump. It's a thing about style and the perception of it and the history of it. Arguably, Trump had more time in the spotlight than Obama. The beauty pageants, his show, You're Fired, this temperamental guy, no holds barred, almost no negotiation style. That's key. The perception. You heard all the news about him being a cutthroat real estate mogul. You know, the business aspect. So again, he already had that image out there long before Barack Obama came on the scene. Now, you might be in a horse race and you might be ahead, but it's a long game. It's a long game. It's a country mile. It ain't a sprint. It's a marathon. Now here comes Barack Obama. He's got a cool, calm, collective style. But when he stings you, you know. And you know exactly who you're dealing with. And it sets more of a, if you have to calculate it in terms of numbers, I would say the majority of people on the planet, they want somebody sane, somebody logical. Don't even have to agree, but it's the perception. So as we look at these times, it's not just that Trump is presiding where we don't know how the stock market is going to be tomorrow because of this. We don't know if our soldiers are going to be out ambushed if they go boots on the ground. We don't know if our Navy ships are sitting ducks. We don't know. But we do know what we had in Obama when he was president dealing with Iran. Now, let's bring it up to date. Because here's Trump's rhetoric about the money and how much Obama gave Iran to cool their jets, so to speak.
The deal that Obama made, giving them everything, including plane loads of cash. You remember the airplane flew over there? It was a Boeing 757. There was two of them, loaded. They took out all the seats. It was loaded with green cash. So much cash that you could, it was in Virginia, Maryland, and Washington, D.C. They got all the cash from all the banks. They put it, and they flew it to Iran. I never knew a president had that power. I'm going to maybe try it sometime if it's okay. I think I'm going to do it. I'll fly it somewhere. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Two planes loaded from floor to ceiling. Big planes, Boeing 757s.
So that's his spiel. Now let's look at the numbers. Based on developments in early 2026, the effective closure of the Strait of Hormuz has caused massive, accelerating, and deeply significant economic damages, with estimates suggesting losses already reaching into the tens of billions. Since the Strait of Hormuz has been closed, Off and on, give it a few days, few ships. Doot, doot. Reaching into the tens of billions. Not America losing a little money, but we're talking about American businesses and the world businesses as a whole. Tens of billions of dollars. And threatening to cause up to $2.2 trillion. I want you to wrap your mind around it. Now, those who are doing math in comparison to Trump, the highest number you're going to get on Obama is 400 million up to as low as 400 million on Obama, upward to 1.7 billion. Now, let's just say for the sake of argument, Obama cost America $1.7 billion. But Trump, in less than 80 days, this could go up to 2.2 trillion. Now, what would you rather have? Because see, people, America is business and the world, the globe runs on business. People want to travel. People want some type of certainty. People want to invest. They need a business climate, not a yo-yo where if Elon Musk say something or Trump say something, the stock market go up and down and folks on the side wink and a smile, allegedly profit from that moment. We don't need that type of economy. We need something where cool heads are negotiating and we don't have to worry about the markets being moved by WAR or the Strait of Hormuz, which runs 20% of the oil, which there's a ripple effect. I want you to wrap your mind around, this is Obama's time. If we're talking $1.7 billion in comparison to $2.2 trillion, it's Obama all day. So in this race, Obama might have started late in terms of being out there in the public eye, but he's moving gradually. He's moving gradually to the forefront. And this joker here named Trump, his ship is sunk. Because if there's anything I learned about business, and I've had my own, but working for other people and corporations, baby, it's about what you can bring to the table. Come on, look. I don't care if Obama was polka dot, let alone black. He got a track record. Okay? He got a track record. And when you look at his, in comparison to what you got, and what you heard about Trump when it come down to business, baby, that slogan, "Make America Great Again," it's folks going to the gas station like, brother, The farmer's like, yeah, you gave me a little money a few months ago, but man, the farmer, the American farmer, like, what the? Come on, man, come on. And it's all by design, but like I said, I don't want to get into the, I could decode all day, but I want you to understand how this thing is being set up. Now, let's get into this recent interview that Barack Obama had on Stephen Colbert. I did a few videos on it a few weeks ago. He was here in Chicago. They didn't call me. And I want you to notice, for the show, I deliberately dressed like Obama. I deliberately put on a gray shirt and a black jacket because, I got to feel some type of way when I do this presentation. So me and Obama, we dressed alike on this thing. I want you to hear Obama respond in relation to the Iranian crisis and Trump, okay?
My basic theory was that Iran couldn't become a nuclear state, that the regime itself was murderous, oftentimes towards its own people, engaged in state-sponsored terrorism, was a threat to the United States and allies of ours. So the idea that they would have nuclear weapons would be extraordinarily dangerous. It would also trigger a nuclear arms race in what is a powder keg. What I also believed was that the regime was not entirely irrational, that they had a survival instinct, and that when you carry out military force, innocent people die, so we should try to use that as a last resort instead of the first. And we went about trying to negotiate a diplomatic agreement that would get the enriched uranium out of Iran, that would assure that they could not get to a nuclear weapon without us knowing about it, that it was internationally agreed upon, and that there were mechanisms in place to enforce it and verify it. And we pulled it off. Without firing a missile, we got 97% of their enriched uranium out. They were able to maintain a modest civilian nuclear program for energy. And
So you think it was working?
well, not only did I think it was working, even Israeli intelligence thought it was working. Even our intelligence services thought it was working. So there's no dispute that it worked, and we didn't have to kill a whole bunch of people or shut down the Strait of Hormuz. Now,
Well, there was some dispute that it didn't work.
Well-
No.
I think it's fair to say at this moment, just because you write a book that says the art of the deal doesn't mean you know how to implement it. I'm gonna say it again. Just because you have written a book titled The Art of the Deal, it doesn't necessarily mean that you know how to implement it. Obama's coming back on so many levels. He outshines Trump. And he's moving silently, yet he's speaking loudly. His past speaks for him. The moment speaks for him. The erratic behavior that Trump is doing speaks for him. The personal alleged business deals where Trump's family has benefited, that speaks. It's hands down. It's Obama's moment. You can thank Trump for that. This is what we get for taking a Ronald Reagan wannabe MAGA Jr., thinking just because he talking loud and got a few $billion connections around the world, that America could do better with someone who never even was an alderman. Talk about being suckered. He's a businessman, but he sure in the hell ain't no negotiator. I'm gonna do this video tonight. But right now, the way I feel, and I'm sure a lot of y'all feel the same way, you don't know what the hell is gonna happen tomorrow with this guy in office. And you know, they had a thing back in the day called closet politicians, closet Democrats, or closet Republicans. You really don't want to say around your friends that you want to switch horses, but you know that this horse here, it ain't getting it done. And so when you go in that ballot box, you might pull the lever for Obama this time. But still get impression to your friends that you want to keep hope alive. I'm sorry, that was Jesse. Fight, fight, fight. Give me a break. Make America great. Definitely his side hustle.